EA Sports. It's in the game.
NHL 2005! Go, Flames, go!
Go, Flames, go! Go, Flames, go! Go, Flames, go!
NHL 2005.
We're here at the Arrowhead Pond of Anaheim. Welcome to what should be a very entertaining night of hockey. Jim Houston with Craig Simpson up next. A true grudge match between the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim and the Calgary Flames. There's tonight's referee, one of the most experienced officials in the league. He calls a tight game and won't let the players get out of hand.
Well, Jimmy isn't shy about blowing his whistle, that's for sure.
Now we're ready to drop the puck for the opening faceoff. Faceoff won by Fedorov. He gets rocked by Regier.
Lines him up and sends him down.
Into the attacking zone. Knocked over.
It's getting pretty intense down there.
Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Rubbed off the puck. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Mowed down.
There's some physical play.
In over the line. In front.
Hit. A devastating hit.
Flattened.
That's showing authority.
Calgary puts its second line out. He gets run over by Regier.
That was a throwdown.
Out of their defensive end. Moved up. Over the line. Right in front. Kiprasov hangs on for the whistle.
You better keep your head up or you're going to be knocked on your rear end.
We're ready for the face-off. And the face-off is won by Yell. Goes behind his net. Advances the puck. Brings it out. Moved ahead. Knocked over.
A great job of stepping up.
Brings it out. He gets taken out by Clark.
Shook him up and took him down.
Checked.
Great contact.
Played out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Shoved. Brings it out. Passed up to the neutral zone. Bumped off the puck. Played across. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Pushed off the puck. Shoved. Through center. In over the line. Warner out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Run over.
You can hear that one up here.
Quick pass up. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Right in front. Brings it out. In over the line. He gets hit by Oslich.
He leveled him.
Moved across. Over the line. Shoved. Nieminen. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line.
Hit. He got laid out.
Over. Mighty Ducks of Anaheim are about to make a line change. With a wrist shot. He gets smoked by Warner.
That was intimidation.
Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. It's a scramble. Brings it out. Over the line. He gets roughed up by Regier out of their defensive end. Long pass. It's played up by Skula. In over the line. Big hit.
That looked like trouble.
Brings it out. Coast to coast. Played a hard wrist shot by Conroy. Shiger covers up. This guy doesn't give shooters much when he goes down, does he?
No, he gets awful big in goal. He can still be beat, but it has to be a perfect shot. That's the challenge against him.
Paulson wins the faceoff. Ward now has the puck. Brings it out. End to end. Sent flying.
It's getting rough out there.
Bowled over.
Jim, that was a major league bump.
Big hit.
Another hit like that and sparks will fly.
Shove. With a blistering shot. Simon misses by a mile. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Brings it out. In over the line. Montador now with the puck. He gets laid out by Chistov. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Montador. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Checked. Simon shoots it quickly. Door slammed shut by Giguère. Quick pass up. Into the attacking zone. Brings it out. In over the line. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Shot from the wing by Jelena. Out of their defensive end. He gets hit by Iginla.
Ran him down.
Bowled over.
That was a big league body check.
Brings it out. Over the line. Wrist shot. Giguère turned it away. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets run over by Iginla.
He took him down.
Played over out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Nielsen shoots. Giguère turned him away. Brings it out. Over the line. Lupul. 18,000 referees in the stands called a penalty. The two that count will not. Giguère went long. In over the line.
Hit. I could feel that one from here.
Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Hit. Shoots the puck. Moved ahead. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Shoved. Right in front. Kiprasov freezes the puck. There's the lineup for the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. The players are lining up at the face-off circle. Face-off won by Yell. It's passed across by Sikora. Hard wrist shot by Paulson. Turned aside by Kiprusov. Brings it out. In over the line. Clark gets shoved. In front. A shot from the slot by Yell. Blocked. Giguère freezes the puck. There you get a look at the start lineup for the Calgary Flames. About to drop the puck. Ruchin won the draw. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Sent flying.
These checks keep everyone on their toes, Jim.
Over the blue line. Mowed down.
Excellent physical play.
Right in front. Giguère with a great save. Brings it out. Over the line. Conroy gets bowled over. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. And that'll do it. The first period draws to an end in a scoreless tie as we head to the break.
Post-game coverage and interviews on your AM dial.
Welcome back to the game as we start the second period in a scoreless tie. The ref is ready to drop the puck. Nielsen wins the faceoff. Knocked him off the puck.
Smackdown.
Knocked down.
I wouldn't want to be him right now.
Checked. Big hit out of their defensive end. Breakaway. He gets thrashed.
He really took it to him.
Brings it out. Coast to coast. He gets checked by Carney.
He had him coming and going.
Brings it out. In over the line. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Moved up. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Kiprusov made the save. Quick pass up. Brings it out. Over the line. Run over. McDonald in over the line. Moved across. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Rubbed off the puck. Niedermeyer grabbed it. Into the attacking zone. In front. Denied by Kiprusov. Brings it out. Over the line. He gets bowled over by Ruchin. In over the line. Blocked out of their defensive end. Shove. Ozelich now has the puck. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Run over.
He's a bit stunned after that one.
Into the attacking zone. In front. Hit. Brings it out. Over the line. Brings it out. In over the line. Right in front. Leg save by Giguère. Chistov. Into the attacking zone. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Rips a shot. Over the line. Through center. Moved across by Yell. Giguère turned him away. Brings it out. In over the line. Checked. Out of their defensive end. Passed over. Simon gets the shot off. Blocked by Paulson. Giguère reached out for the puck. Moved over. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Hit. Brings it out. Over the line. He gets out-muscled by Skula. In front. Over the blue line. A shot from the slot by Lupul. Saved by Kiprusov. At center. Into the attacking zone. In over the line. Skula gets hit. Rocked. Brings it out. Over the line. Wrist shot by Lupul. Saved by Kiprusov. And he covers up.
Oh, did you see that? He got utterly pasted there.
They're getting ready for the face-off. Calgary wins the draw. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Shoved. Muscled off the puck. Saleh moves it ahead. Brings it out. In over the line. Bumped off the puck. Iginla grabbed it. Brings it out. Over the line. Shoved. Right, he scores, and it's 1-0.
Now let's take a look at that one on the replay, Jim. Look at how well he executes the wrister to find the back of the net. What a beauty!
Halfway through the second period, and suddenly it's 1-0.
It's a tough goal to take, Jim, especially after holding the line for so long.
He gets leveled by Montador. Over the blue line. Circles the net. Knocks him off the puck. Blasted by Clark. Giguère made the save. Into the attacking zone. Sent flying. Set her off. Behind the net. Brings it out. Over the line. It's moved across by Yell. Scores!
The puck came back out, and he was ready and waiting for it.
Calgary takes control with a 2-goal lead.
Now they can play it safe. There's no point in risking the lead.
Giguère knocked him off the puck. Brings it out. In over the line. He gets hit by Saleh.
Great body work so far.
Over the blue line. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Big save by Giguère. Quick pass up. Brings it out. Over the line. Luchin. Saved by Kiprusov. In over the line. He gets hit by Saleh. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Scramble. Giguère gets smoked. He steals the puck out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Mowed down. Across. Run over. Brings it out. In over the line. Flattened. Knocked down. Long pass. Over the line. Shove. Nielsen brings it out. Over the blue line. Rocked.
That'll keep him honest.
Long pass. Into the attacking zone. He gets rocked by Warner.
He took a solid check there.
Centered. Sent flying. Moved across. In over the line. He gets roughed up by Skula. Laid out. Anaheim puts its third line out. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Shove. Chistov. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Pushed off the puck. Moved up. Into the attacking zone. He gets checked by Nielsen.
Very impressive.
Brings it out. In over the line. He gets roughed up by Ward. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Flattened. Behind the net. Played over. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Checked. In over the line. He gets pushed by Sikora. Yell. Mighty Ducks of Anaheim are about to make a line change. Over the blue line. Cranked him. Turned over. Quick shot from the slot by Lidman. Shot blocked by Simon. Over the line. Kiprusov made the save. Played up. Out of their defensive end. And that ends the second period. It's 2-0 as we head to the break.
Reminder that pucks can enter the spectator area with enough speed to cause serious injury.
A decisive edge on the scoreboard after 40 minutes, but there's still plenty of hockey to be played as we get set for the start of the third period. Conroy won the draw. Over center. Into the attacking zone. In front. Stick save. Brings it out. In over the line. Mowed down.
Let's see how he responds to that.
Jelena went short. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Brings it out. Over the line. He gets worked over by Skula. Brings it out. In over the line. He gets laid out by Conroy. Laid out. Moved back. Coughed up by Skula. Calgary's about to make a change. Bumped by Ozelich. He gets hit by Skula. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Right in front. Hit. Kiprasov covers up for the whistle.
You could see the look in his face. He cannot believe that there wasn't a penalty call.
Well, this is what he's steamed about. Let's have a look at the reason for his argument. The ref is signaling for the faceoff. Paulson wins the faceoff. Backhander by Matador. Around the back. In front. Shiger with an awesome save. The puck is about to be dropped. And the faceoff is won by Ruchin. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Knocked down. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets leveled by Donovan. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Thrashed. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Bowled over.
He got clocked that time.
Over the line. Checked. Anaheim puts its scoring line out. He gets bowled over by Warner. Played over. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Knocked over.
That was a devastating blow.
Over the blue line. Leveled. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Shoved. Over. In front. Shiger turned the shot aside. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Stick save by Kiprasov. Conroy brings it out. Over the line. Shoots the puck. Shiger reached out for the puck. And he covers up for the faceoff. Anaheim should look to shoot a bit more here.
Absolutely. You can't score if you don't put the puck on net. Now, I know it's a tired cliche, but it's true. They have to force the goalie to do some work.
Calgary wins the draw. Clark intercepts the pass out of their defensive end. This shot by Chistov. Kiprasov denies him. Cranked him. Circling the net. And he covers up. The players are lined up and ready for the faceoff. Krog won the draw. In front. Great save. Kiprasov covers up.
Oh, Jim, you can see by the look on his face, he can't believe he didn't beat the goalie with that one.
The action's about to start. Face-off won by Krog. Puck intercepted by Conroy. Long pass. Over the blue line. Leopold rocks him. Conroy brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Shoved. Brings it out. Over the line. He gets Taken out by Jelena. A solid check. A lateral pass. Kiprasov denies him. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Pushed. In front. Knocked down. Across. Brings it out. In over the line. He gets checked by Jelena.
He's really throwing his weight around.
Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Big hit. Knocked over. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Big hit. Over the line. Barron bowls him over.
Nice delivery.
Flattened. Warner. Brings it out. End to end. Shoved.
There's one to remember.
Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Turned aside by Kiprasov. Played over. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Brings it out. Through center. Over the blue line. Shove. Brings it out. Calgary's about to make a change. Mowed down. Out of their defensive end. Anaheim puts its third line out. Hit. Yell. Brings it out. In over the line. Over the line. He gets out-muscled by Montador.
Knocked him down.
Right in front. One-timer. It goes wide. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. In front. Shiger denied him. Out of their defensive end. Muscled off the puck. Montador moves it ahead. Brings it out. In over the line. He gets roughed up by Clark. Brings it out. Over the line. Checked.
That shook him up.
Out of their defensive end. Anaheim puts its second line out. Crushed. Passed ahead. Shoots hard. Brings it out. He gets hit by Lidman. In the corner. Goes behind the net. Checked. Scramble in front of the net. Simon brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Cranks it from the point. Moved ahead. Out of their defensive end. Hit. In front. Kiprasov hangs on for the whistle. Ruchin never looks like he's in a hurry out there, but he's always ahead of the play.
Well, he's got offensive instincts that you just can't teach, and that's what makes him such a great playmaker.
We're ready for the face-off. Face-off won by Nilsson. Advances the puck. Brings it out. Over the line. Moved over by Lupul. Scores!
The goalie had no chance on that one, Jim. Take a look at how he unloaded that wrist shot. Nice goal.
Less than 2 minutes, and they pull within one.
Is it too late, though? 2 goals in under 2 minutes is a tall order.
Show. A great deep. He gets hit by Burnett.
Oh, he corked him a good one.
Kiprasov makes the pad save. He covers up. Calgary is like a blue-collar team. They hustle for every loose puck. They check like demons.
I used to hate playing against teams like this because they're just so relentless. They don't know what quit means. You have to admire that.
Faceoffs won by the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. And out they come with a puck. Coast to coast. Empty netter. And that goal will secure the game.
Well, it's a high-risk situation when you leave your net empty, but they had no choice down this late in the contest.
That appears to have eased the tension.
I don't think the last few seconds will be quite as exciting.
Into the attacking zone. Brings it out. In over the line. Vishnevsky went short. Over the blue line. Right in front. Quick shot by Sikora. Kiprasov covers up for the whistle. No goals yet for this guy, but he was instrumental in getting at least 1 point on the board.
Well, you do what you can. If you can't be the star, you can still help out your teammates.
The players are lining up at the face-off circle. Face-off won by Nielsen. He gets laid out.
Jim, that's how you earn respect in this game.
Slap shot by Lupul. Rubbed off the puck. Donovan grabbed it out of their defensive end. Over the line. Played across. Checked. Into the attacking zone. In front. Shoots it. Kiprasov made the save. It's over. Calgary has won the game. 3-1 the final score.
Tonight's second star for Calgary, number 11, Stefan Yell. And tonight's first star, Calgary, number 21, Edmund Ferris.
From Anaheim, California, and for EA Sports, I'm Jim Houston.
And I'm Craig Simpson. Have a great one.